I am the greatest.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit. Just stick and move. And just waking you up and saying, now stick and move. Keep your hands up.
Welcome to a new episode of the Stick and Move podcast. I'm your host, Trey, here with my homeboy, Sam. And today we're talking about the top 3 most polarizing boxers in boxing history. Boxers that have gone further than the boxing ring and have captivated an audience, a universal audience, and brought that to the ring, whether they were popular or not. So, Sam, just go ahead and hit me. Who is your number 3 most polarizing boxer of all time?
Okay, this is gonna be tough. I'm going to the top of my head, and I'm gonna go from my experience in my life, and I'm gonna have to say my number. Oh man, it's gonna be tough because I hate putting him in number 3. Mike Tyson.
Ooh, talk to me. Okay,
Dude, Mike Tyson was every boy and girl's just idol, bro. Do you remember that? As a young kid, bro, he was our idol. We played the video game. He was the baddest man on the planet. The world knew him. I mean, he was for me what it is to be a beast in the ring, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He had the world pulling for him. The world watched him. The world was stunned when he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. The whole world followed his trial with, what happened in that hotel with that beauty pageant. This guy had a following, lost all his money, disappeared, came back, and today he's given one of the best quotes of on life, bro.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
With his podcast. The guy is a mentor to many, and he became one of us, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was like a god to many.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's like, wow, we get the human form of Mike Tyson, and millions and millions of followers, bro. And I think that he caused a huge movement in the early 90s. His whole backstory with Cus D'Amato, bro, as a kid growing up. I mean, we know it, bro. The guy just, he has a large following, man. I mean, what else can I say?
I'll take it a step further, bro. He was up there with, I remember having this conversation. Who's your favorite Mike? Is it Mike Tyson? Is it Michael Jordan? Is it Michael Jackson? I remember having that conversation in 5th grade, bro.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about his relationships in the 90s and late 80s with Robin Givens. I remember that. I remember his house with the pet tigers and everything.
Yeah.
This is a guy who captivated an entire audience and took it to another level, bro. I mean, when he lost to Buster Douglas, I think a 41 to 1 shot, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, that rattled the world, bro. That shook up the planet. People that didn't even care about boxing at all, who never even seen a boxing match, woke up the next morning. What happened to Mike Tyson? The boogeyman from New York, the guy that played with his pigeons as a kid, actually lost. I mean, this is a guy, bro, that, I mean, he's kind of had an interesting life. He goes to prison for a conviction. Now, whether you believe in that or not, I'll leave that up for you to decide. Makes a comeback, biting Evander Holyfield ear in the ring. And then he kind of falls off the face of the earth, and then he comes back in the movie The Hangover. And ever since then, he has catapulted as this kind of like second or third life.
A celebrity.
Yeah, he became a celebrity. And you're right. I love that quote. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, And I don't know, man. That's a fantastic number 3. I do not have on my number 3, though.
Who is your number three?
So I thought about this, and I had one in mind completely, and then at the last second I wanted to change it, and I'm kind of gonna chicken out because I'm gonna go a different route. Okay, let me ask you, what does Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Julio Cesar Chavez, who do they all have in common?
Who do they all have in common?
Yeah, or what do they have all in common? Actually, it is who. Yeah,
It is who?
yeah,
The Don King.
Don King. I
Yeah.
know he's not a boxer, but what he did to boxing, in my opinion, it's apropos because this is a guy, bro. He set up the Thriller in Manila. He was there with Ali. He had his mix with him. He had his mix with George Foreman. He had his mix with Joe Frazier. He was messing around with Sonny Liston. He comes in
Duran.
the 80s. Duran. Oh my God, we just talked about him. Wilfredo Gomez. He
Tito
was
Trinidad. Mhm.
Trinidad, Julio Cesar Chavez, bro. Larry Holmes. To me, in my opinion, he ruined Larry Holmes by overworking him. When Larry Holmes really wanted a break and he
Mhm.
was throwing in that money, he changed boxing for all the bad. Yes, I agree. But he also changed boxing for all the good as well. He took boxing in the 80s when it was a dying sport, put his hands on Sugar Ray Leonard, made him the face of boxing, put his hands on Mike Tyson, and made him the face of boxing, and then goes to crosses over internationally to Wilfredo Gomez. To he was about to have Salvador Sanchez, but the accident, unfortunately. But then he goes to the next guy, Julio Cesar Chavez, and makes him arguably the face of the '90s when Tyson was in jail. You know, considered some people consider him the most evil man in human history, but yet he was so polarizing that even the Rocky series and Rocky Five, they made an image interpretation of him in portraying that evil promoter. And to me, I think Don King, even though he's not a boxer, I'm kind of chickening out. I cannot leave him off on there with the corruption, with the persuading judges, if you believe that or not, whether he had his hand on that. I had to put him number three. Any thoughts on that?
Dude, his hair, his denim jacket, his
Yeah,
the flags,
the flags. Yeah,
Puerto
yeah, yeah,
Rico,
yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
this and that. I 100% agree, bro. I
Mhm.
mean, he was behind a lot of the greatest fights in boxing history, bro.
Right, right.
And I mean, there was a time I remember that everybody was trying to sue him, and everybody was suing him. And they
Yeah.
had asked Chavez, "Hey, are you going to participate in this lawsuit?" And
Mhm.
Chavez, of course, after a while, Chavez changed his mind. But I do remember Chavez saying, "He made me the richest man in Mexico."
Yeah, yeah,
There's no
absolutely.
reason for me. Of course, with time, it all changed when they found out how much he was actually stealing. But anyways, yeah, bro. I mean, I remember seeing the little symbol. I think it was on HBO or CB. I don't know what. I don't think it's HBO. Where it was Stong King Productions,
Yeah,
bro,
at the
and it was
crown. Yeah.
it was the little crown. I mean, the guy, bro. Everything was Don King, bro.
Hmm. Hmm.
Dude, I remember seeing him with Muhammad Ali, bro. Tito Trinidad, Mike Tyson, Chavez, just like you said, he was there with all the greats. Man, his backstory, bro, is
Yeah.
crazy too.
Dude, he killed people. I think he
He
killed
killed
three
he
people.
killed
Yeah,
somebody
in
and
Cleveland.
got
Yeah.
out, yeah, and got out of it. The dude, it came from nothing to something, bro.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, he was a huge figure in boxing, man. I
In
agree.
the '90s, the late '90s, HBO went on a run of making great sport movies. One was about called Soul of the Game, about the uprising of the Negro Leagues with Jackie Robinson flirting with coming to Major League Baseball, crossing the color line. Then there was a movie called Rebound about this probably the greatest basketball player nobody ever heard of, and Willie the Goat, Manny Goat, and he lost. He blew his career to drugs and addiction. And then they came up with the movie called Don King Made in America
Yeah.
with Ving Rhames. I even think he won Best Actor for that movie, and that's that famous moment where he where John Lemon would give him the honor. That's how great his portrayal was as Don King. I mean, Don King was a personality, bro. And yeah, there was a lot of flaws. He's an evil man. Absolutely. He's about, I think he's what, 90, about to be 97. I mean, 93, 94, something like that. So, yeah, bro. That's who I got in my number three. Who is your number two, brother?
Look, my number two. Look, guys, there's so many, and I only got three choices. All right. So before everybody starts hounding me on the comment section,
Absolutely, yeah.
but this guy for me in the '90s was one of the most skilled boxers. It's because I don't follow a lot of people. Well, I do follow a lot of people, but this was the first guy I really followed from the Olympics,
Ooh, okay. Where are you going?
bro. If you're my age, 48, 44, in your 40s, or even older,
Yeah.
and you saw the Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya fight, bro,
I have them here on my notes. Not, I don't have on my top three, but I have them on my notes. Go ahead.
this guy, bro, we would have, I'm sure everybody else does too. It was a party when he fought in my house.
Right, right, right.
Everybody would come over. When he fought, he was our, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Hmm.
He was our Mike Tyson.
Okay.
That guy had a beautiful style. I remember him winning the gold. Everything. The whole backstory of Oscar Loya was beautiful. Followed his whole career, guys. I followed his whole career, and he will go down as one of the best boxers I've ever seen in my life. And
Hmm.
yes, he beat Tito, and yes, he beat Mayweather. He got robbed, and yes, he loses his legs the last 3 4 rounds or whatever, but he makes sure to win all the 8 rounds, 9 rounds, whatever he can. He does his best. But anyways, he owned Las Vegas, bro. He owned Las Vegas. He was the golden boy.
Yeah.
Las Vegas had become his home. He was the golden boy because of the golden Olympics, the gold medal. The
Yeah.
guy had a following from all over Mexico, all over the world, here in America. And when he fought, it was showtime, bro.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he he became a movement,
Yeah.
just like Mike Tyson. When Oscar would fight, bro, at least where I'm from, that's all we talked about all week and the week after the fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's my number two, man. Maybe it's
I'll say,
personal, but he's my number two.
here's what I'll also say. He was so polarizing, bro. Now, for those that are not Mexican or Mexican American descent, for our audience out there or new viewers, we appreciate you guys very much. Bro, not all the Mexican side of boxing fans did not like De La Hoya. There are a lot of Mexican American boxers who did not like De La Hoya because we felt that he wasn't truly Mexican. Outside of boxing, outside of sports, there's a huge rivalry between Mexican and Mexican American, Mexican and Texan, Mexican Texan, or Mexican and Mexicans from California and the Southwest or any part of the world. There's a big old rivalry. Well, if you're not born and raised in boxing, you cannot wear the Mexican flag.
Yeah,
And De La Hoya, he rode with that. His trunks would oftentimes only be the American flag or be half Mexican, half American flags and stuff like that. I mean, he was very polarizing to a huge portion of the world. You've talked about this before, where Mexicans carry the sport of boxing, the fans, and I agree with you there. And for Oscar De La Hoya, he knew that, and he brought that personality he brought that Mexican and Mexican American audience to the ring. I mean,
The
he
Vargas was a personal fight between being a real Mexican or not.
exactly. And people were just divided on him. I did not like De La Hoya until I think it was November. You know what I'm saying? Like November of 2023. I was a big hater on De La Hoya. Our very first episode, I thought we had the top three
Yeah.
most overrated boxer. I said De La Hoya was number one. And when I
I was
rewatched
disgusted.
yeah, bro. You had that cool reaction. I posted here. I love your second pick. That's a good call. But I am here to rattle the cage once again. Not on purpose.
Okay.
I honestly believe this.
All right, go for it.
My number 2 is Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh my gosh, bro. You did not say that.
I get it. I get it. After watching, and you and I did an episode, we rescored the Trinidad De La Hoya fight. He was a gorgeous fighter.
Yeah.
Not physically, no Diddy, but he was gorgeous in the sense of his style, bro.
So it was beautiful.
Phenomenal. Yeah. I love your number 2, bro. That's a personal favorite between you and I, even though I started to like him less than a year ago. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a personal favorite. But so what's your number 2?
All right, dude. I'm about to rattle the cage. I'm about to piss off a lot of people. Some people don't even consider him a boxer. And I'm going Jake Paul, brother. Jake freaking Paul.
Oh,
and
man.
You know what's
comment section gonna go crazy, but go ahead.
You know why, bro? And it all started because of the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight that you and I went live on. Okay, dude. All I saw, you know how they always talk about upcoming fights, or fights in the future, that kind of thing. Besides Canelo and Munguia, all I saw were future YouTube fights coming up.
Yeah.
That's it. Salt Papi fighting the other dude he lost to, or something like that. You know, all these YouTube, TikTok personalities. You and I had a conversation, an episode a few months ago. What's happening to boxing? And dude, Jake Paul has rattled the cage without even, he's only fought like one real boxer. And people will even say with Fury's brother that, or I think it's cousin or brother, that's not even a real boxer. And
Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury. And what he is doing, controversial take, and you and I have had this conversation on another episode. People have said that he is saving boxing. He is bringing a new audience to boxing. I know his goal eventually is to fight Canelo, you know, and whether you believe he is a boxer or not, he is bringing reactions. People, it's so polarizing that people are fudging the numbers on how much he's actually pulling and how many people are streaming it, because the audience that he brings in, they're streamers. They're not guys that are going to buy the pay-per-view. They know how to get the free pay-per-view. So there's like a blind side to the actual numbers that Jake Paul is bringing in. But even then, is he saving boxing? I kind of feel like, in the worst way possible, he is. Him bringing in the UFC fighters, I don't think it happens without Jake Paul. I know Conor McGregor came before him, and James Toney fought, I forgot against what's his name, in 2005 or something like that, ended in 10 seconds. But I'm trying to remember. He was a champ too.
But what is it? Somebody that knocked out somebody?
James Toney fought one of the champs. Oh my God, drawing a blank. But he fought one of the champs in UFC. He went to the UFC octagon, bro. And the guy got him down in 10 seconds, turned his ankle, and the fight was over.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, that's been going on for a while. But Jake Paul, in my opinion, bro, he just took over. And, dude, he is up there with the likes when it comes to personalities of the top names that are people that people are saying. Go ahead.
Be careful.
Yeah. He is up there, bro. I'm gonna say it.
Like who?
when it comes to having the conversation at the dinner table, okay, of the most popular names to come out of boxing, it is Jake Paul. People say Jake Paul. People are talking about Jake Paul. Did you see the fight? Whether it was a real fight or not, he's not even fighting 10-round or 12-round fights anymore. He is up there with Ryan Garcia, with Tank Davis, with Canelo. I'm not saying he's up there as a boxer, but as a personality, he is definitely there. Some people would even say he surpassed those guys in terms of personality. Look, he knows how to promote the game. That's part of boxing. I mean, everybody, my students, bro, are talking about. I wasted a class period talking about him and Mike Tyson, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, my students are smart enough to even say that Mike Tyson would destroy him. And I showed them like training videos of Mike Tyson and all the countless episodes you and I have talked about Mike Tyson. I don't know. That's my number 2. Go ahead. Throw me to the ringer. Guys in the comments, call me an idiot all you want, but go for it.
No. I'm not. You're right. You're not comparing discipline and style like Canelo or Ryan or anything like that. He's bringing in the viewers, bro.
He's bringing
He
in
has
new
a
viewers.
massive following. He has his own swag, and he's bringing in the money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he's making a mockery out of all the doubters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Dana White was like, no, he's not gonna do this to our guys. Boom, 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 knocks him out in seconds. Or when it comes to boxing, you know, the fact that he's gonna fight Mike Tyson, dude, he's putting his guts, his neck on the table, bro. And guess what? Everybody's gonna watch. Everybody's gonna watch this fight.
Mm-hmm.
He has a movement. He has a crowd behind him. He's been doing it for years. He's promoting women's boxing like nobody else ever has.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Go ahead.
He's promoting women's boxing like nobody's ever have. He's giving these women the best paydays of their careers, bro.
Yeah.
He's a great promoter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a great promoter, guys. He's a great promoter. Now, who the hell goes to their fight, land with a helicopter? You know what I'm saying? Lands in the parking lot, comes out of a helicopter, bro. The guy is bringing viewers. Everybody's watching. You are 100% correct. He is a movement. He shakes up the sport. You know, he wants Canelo. Is it going to happen? I think so, because Canelo did say that he will fight a YouTuber. He did not turn it down when he's done boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be soon. Who knows? Especially if he loses to Munguia. We'll see. I don't know. And we'll talk about it in another episode. But I agree 100%. And I think that the reason it's like Floyd Mayweather, bro. You know why he's so famous? Because there's so much hate against him.
Yeah.
And there's so much hate against Jake Paul by the promoters, commissions, and because he brings in the money.
Right.
And they and Las Vegas or wherever he fights, if Dana White or Oscar De La Hoya or whoever, Bob Arum, say, hey, we don't want this guy in Vegas, Vegas is going to say, no, we need Jake Paul. He's bringing the youth, he's bringing the people, and he's making more money than a lot of these damn fights here. Yeah. So, dude, when he had the fight with God, I mean, I can't remember the name. Sorry, and I apologize for that. And but I know it was Amanda Serrano with some girl, I forgot where. But anyways, it was a sold out fight, bro.
Yeah.
And I get it, man. I get it. There's nothing. You're right, 100%. The guy's a movement. He's polarizing, bro, and he has a huge following. And as much as everybody could talk so much hate, they're gonna watch and they're gonna talk about it. And when that fight comes up, bro, that's all you're gonna hear is Jake Paul versus Mike. You're hearing it now.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
look,
I agree.
by the way, real quick, the guy that James Toney fought in the UFC bout that
Who
lasted
was
like
it?
it was against Randy Couture, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah. So what is your number one, brother?
Well, you know what, guys? It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Is it
It's
though?
Muhammad
Is
Ali.
it?
It's Muhammad Ali, bro.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go
Yeah,
for it.
Muhammad Ali. I mean, the guy, the pre-internet, the guy was loved by everybody all over the world, hated by a lot of people too. I mean, dude. I mean, there's movies about him. People were inspired to get into boxing because of him. He is a movement, bro. You know what he stood for against the war. The whole racial thing. Um, Bro, I mean, he is the movement. Muhammad Ali is a movement. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not just a name. Um, it was something to be proud of. When you'd be maybe a follower of Ali, dude, you were following a man, dude, that followed his dreams, bro.
Right. Right.
But when he would fight, he would involve the audience. You
Hmm.
know, he was just what I've seen, of course, what I've seen, he was just a great character in and out of the ring, bro.
Right.
Muhammad Ali will always be the best. Um, he's the best figure in boxing, in my opinion, that's ever lived.
And I'll go a little bit further, bro. What he brought outside the ring about civil rights,
Hmm.
about stepping up to the Vietnam War. This is a guy that had numerous death threats. He was willing to go to jail, bro, for his stance on the war. You know, I mean, this is a man that he was called a disgrace straight to his face. You know, he would get suspended, right? He got a jury convicted him of breaking that law. And then years later, he'll finally get it overturned by the Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken, 8-0, because they were like, what are we doing here? You know, and the war was never a popular war to begin with, but he stood up. He changed. He led the civil rights movement. He was up there with the likes of Martin Luther King and what Lyndon Johnson was doing at the time and other great civil rights leaders. He changed the sport, comes back in. People, and like I said, I've taught this to my students that when it came to Muhammad Ali, this was a man, you're right, pre-internet days, pre-social media days that transcended outside the boxing ring. And he was a personality. You neither loved him or hate him, even before the whole Vietnam thing, with his antics of him dancing in the ring and
Hmm.
being a completely different style than most heavyweight boxers were when they were back then, mostly plotters and thumpers. He brought in that lightweight, that light footwork, featherweight movement into the heavyweight division. And he took out crowd favorites like Floyd Patterson. He took out crowd favorites like Sonny Liston with ease, and he sacrifices his titles, gets them stripped away by the Boxing Association, gets gets suspended for almost 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, and then he comes back. And within a year, he fights the boogeyman in Joe Frazier and has one of the greatest trilogies and boxing careers after that. Who knows what his career would have been like if he didn't have that suspension, bro?
Yeah, that's right.
Because when he came back, he wasn't Cassius Clay anymore. He was Muhammad Ali, and he looked different. He was a little bit softer, wasn't as toned, wasn't as fast, but bro, I can only him. He's one of the greatest what if boxers of all time. You and I need to do an episode on him because we done a what if on Salvador Sanchez if he never died. We did a what if recently, um,
With
and we need to
Cotto.
do with Miguel Cotto if he never fought Margarito with the loaded gloves. How would his career have been? Now we got to do one with Ali. That will come up next. So I agree with you with um,
That's my number one.
Muhammad Ali might be number one. And you know what, man? Honestly, I have Muhammad Ali as my number one as well, bro. But I'm going to purposely take him out because this guy needs to be said. So just so everybody knows, my number one is Muhammad Ali, but I'm going to go with Floyd Mayweather by 1B, I guess you can say. All right.
Mhm.
Now, I'm looking at the top 10 most biggest selling pay-per-views of all time. And out of the top 10, he has one, two, three, four, five of the top 10 most biggest pay-per-views of all time. And I'll be the first one to admit, brother, when I watched him fight, I watched him to lose, bro. There were people that didn't even give a crap about boxing that were obsessed with the lifestyle that Floyd Mayweather had, whether his relationship with 50 Cent, he crossed over in the music realm with that, whether it was his relationship with the person, the TV personality, what was her name? Miss Jackson, that he called her. Uh, the way he would flaunt his money, the way he would use his riches. Everybody would kept on saying, "Oh, he's going to be the next Mike Tyson," in the
Mhm.
sense where not only does he sell pay-per-views, but he's going to go broke. And he's done the opposite of that. I mean, every other day there seems to be a article out there saying that he's losing his money, and now he's become a caricature because now he's fighting all these YouTubers in different
Yeah.
parts of the world and stuff like that. But this is a guy, bro, that besides the perfect record, I don't care about the perfect record. For me, when I watched him, honestly, bro, I watched him to lose, bro. I watched him to lose because I was one of the biggest Floyd Mayweather haters. Probably still am. But now that as I get older and he's been retired a couple years, I kind of see his legacy different now. And I'm like, look, man, he did what he did. He beat everybody in front of him. What do you want to do? Did he time some boxers out? Look, everybody's career is not picture perfect outside of their record. Are there politics involved in Floyd Mayweather's career? Yes. But you know what? That's part of the polarization that I'm talking about, bro. Every time Canelo fights, what is the first comment that comes out on the YouTubes, on the TikToks, on the Instagram when Canelo wins the fight? The very first comment is always, well, look what the only reason why he won is because of the boxing lesson he got from Floyd Mayweather. And then it's like that comment will get 500,000 comments saying, oh, yeah, Floyd Mayweather gave him a boxing lesson, and
Mhm.
so on and so on. You have any thoughts on my number one?
Yeah. No. Hey, man, bro. I mean, I appreciate his style, honestly, bro. And I too watched him to lose, and and the reason these things were pay per view box office hits, it's because we always thought finally this Mexican dude's gonna beat him. You know what I'm saying? Finally, our Mexican hero's gonna beat him. Finally, bro. I think I gave up after the Canelo thing. I didn't even
There
think.
you
Yeah,
go.
I didn't even think Canelo was gonna win, man. I was just hoping already, crossing my fingers.
Mhm.
But yeah, bro. I mean, there's no denying, bro. Dude, remember when he fought Diego Corrales, bro?
Yeah, that was
Dude,
amazing.
yeah. I mean, when he fought Diego Corrales and just made him look the Arturo Gatti, the De La Hoya Mayweather,
Ricky Hatton.
Mayweather. Yeah, bro. I mean, it was, bro. Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather is he's gone to the ridiculousness of filthy rich. He robs people and he tells you he's going to take your money.
Hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And everybody buys in,
Hmm.
and money, but it's like stealing money, bro, and not going to jail for it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how he said it, but he was robbing people easy, bro. And his style, I don't care what anybody says, bro. He couldn't be broken.
Well,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It couldn't be
Well,
broken. I mean, people's highlights are of Floyd getting hit, bro. That's how
yeah.
great his defense was.
I've heard like boxers like Mosley say, they've asked him his greatest achievements in the ring, and of course his titles and stuff like that. He even says, when I'm one of the few that have hit Floyd Mayweather clean.
Yeah,
He's always
yeah.
asked that question. when you hear a Mosley interview? What were you thinking when you hit him clean? You know, and look, I'm looking at the top 5, bro. The number 1 pay-per-view of all time is Manny Pacquiao. That brought in 4.6 million buys, over $410 million, bro. Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor was number 2 with 4.3. The real fight, like in his right, he was actually doing work, was Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo, number 3. That brought in 2.2 million buys, $150 million, bro. And then number 4 is Floyd Mayweather De La Hoya. So he owns 4 of the top 5. Number 5 being Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. Number 6 being Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Interesting.
So what was his number 5?
His 5th one was number 9 against Miguel Cotto, 1.5 mil, 94 million.
So I thought it was all Mexicans. No, that's it was McGregor and it was Canelo, it was Cotto, it was who else was the other one? Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo.
Wow,
and,
bro.
McGregor, yeah. So this is a guy that really, you know, in my opinion, you neither loved him and you hate him, and he is still brought up today, even though he's been semi-retired for almost a half decade, even longer now. So that is my number 1. You have any final thoughts on this episode? Who did you leave out, by the way?
Yeah, well, you know, I left out people that I felt carried the sport on their back. It's of course Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, he brought in a whole nation, bro.
Dude, a whole nation.
They haven't left ever since he came in. There are younger boxers today. I think Fondura, what's his name? Yeah, Fondura walks in with the red headband, bro. The little nylon thing that he puts on his head. So, yeah.
Who did you leave out?
I left out, I have Canelo too, because he's neither loved or hated. You know, every time you and I talk Canelo on this podcast, most of the podcast is always, what's the first comment? Back to my number 1. Oh, he got his ass kicked about Floyd. Even if you and I did not even talk about Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo, Floyd Mayweather will make his way in the comment section of our Canelo episodes, bro. Hilarious. I had Prince Hamed in there. I also had De La Hoya. What about outside Sugar Ray Leonard? What about Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, bro. I mean, dude, the wheels are turning. The wheels are turning on Ryan, bro. Look, that's all I see on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's Ryan Garcia, bro. Is he the face of boxing? Oh, I don't know, man. Going back to the topic, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't give it to him yet. I think Canelo's still the face of boxing, in my opinion. The only reason, guys, before I get my head chopped off, the only reason I don't say Bud, Crawford, inactivity.
Yeah, I agree.
That guy has not fought in a year. And then he's fighting some guy that's 10-0. I don't know. I'm going to see who this guy is. Supposedly he's really good 154 pounder. But I wanted your thoughts about the guy that Bud's fighting. Yeah, Ryan, bro. Go ahead.
Real quick. To my audience out there, this is what I'm saying about Canelo. By the way, my original number 3 was going to be Canelo. And I wanted to put him in there because of exactly who Bud Crawford is fighting. Bud Crawford is fighting a guy who has only fought 10 times. Canelo, on the other hand, actually is fighting a legitimate Munguia proven fighter.
43-0.
43-0. And throughout his career has always never shied from competition. He went down, looked anorexic to fight against Floyd Mayweather. He goes up 2 weight classes to fight the guy nobody wanted to fight at the time, Chavez Jr., before he became who he was. He fights Triple G 3 times. Not only does he get the draw the first time, but after all the criticism, Triple G got robbed. And you and I did an episode on did he get robbed, and you and I both had Canelo winning again. Anyways, he goes in, he goes, you know what? I'm going to prove it again, guys. And I'm going to fight him a second time. And everybody thought Canelo won the second fight, but because people hate him And because Teddy Atlas has more pull than I guess most people said that Triple G won that fight. Now everybody believes Triple G beat Canelo the second time. So what did he do? He didn't have to fight fight him the third time. He fights him the third time, and it's never enough. You know, even if, in my opinion, even if Canelo fights Benavidez, I know I'm going too long, it's still going to be somebody else. And you and I have talked about that since before we started this podcast. You know, anyways, you have any final thoughts?
No, that's it, man. Everything, you know. I mean, I'm sure we're missing a lot of people,
Oh yeah,
and of course, you know. I mean, you know, there's just so many fighters. But anyways, it was a great episode, man.
I'm with you,
Um,
brother. Do you have any
I,
words for our final audience?
yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that subscribed, liked, and watched our channel. Please share. We're trying to grow this channel, and we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And uh, uh, we're gonna try to keep up with you know, the latest information. And if there's any thoughts on boxing, of course, or anything y'all want to talk about, if there's any fights or fighters y'all want us to cover, or future fights or past fights, let us know, and we can make an episode on it, guys.
I couldn't have said it any better, my man. And we have a new episode every Monday and Wednesday. We're gonna try to go live for the Canelo versus Munguia fight. We'll keep you guys posted on that. And if you
Yeah,
get
join us for the live, guys. Join us for the live.
absolutely, if you get a message from me, guys, it is at the Stick and Move podcast. Get a message from Sam. It's Stick and Move Sam 75. And as I always like to say, don't forget to stick and move, baby.
I am the greatest. I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Just stick and move. And waking you up and saying, now stick and move.